Dave had never met the Cressy Lawsons before, so he wasn't sure who he was speaking to. He suspected she was the housekeeper, but over the years he'd learned never to make assumptions. He looked around the wood-panelled hall, and then up to the rich plastered ceiling. It was beautiful. Clive Cressy Lawson kept him waiting for about 10 minutes, but Dave didn't even notice. "What an extraordinarily beautiful house, sir," were his first words. Cressy Lawson opened his mouth and shut it again. Yes, it is." Dave introduced himself and explained what his role would be over the coming 3 days. Could Mr. Cressy Lawson spare some time to point out the things that were of particular value or concern to him? Cressy Lawson seemed about to object, but then stared thoughtfully at Dave. "We've got a damned lot to organise before tomorrow, Mr. Harris, but I suppose I can spare half an hour. We'll start at the top and work down." Dave took out his notebook and followed Cressy Lawson up the sweeping staircase. "I know something of the history of the old hall, sir, but nothing about the alleged hauntings. Could you fill me in on them, too?" he asked. Cressy Lawson gave a short laugh. "You do? A policeman with an interest in Jacobean manor houses? This is a turn-up for the books. I expect you drew the short straw for this job, didn't you? My wife and I are not the most popular couple in the county. Actually, I volunteered, sir." At this, Cressy Lawson gave a guffaw. "No one volunteers to come here. I've seen some of the looks your fellow officers have given us, and heard some of the snide comments. Well, you won't hear any complaints from me, sir. And rest assured, I'll be here throughout the entire 3 days, from when you open until you close. Any suspicious activity, if it's something I can't handle myself, I'll have a crew here in no time." "Okay, Dave. You are clearly the exception to the rule, so I'll tell you what I can about the hauntings. We have 4 ghosts, which is unusual, even for an ancient pile like this. The one I've actually had a sighting of myself is the Green Lady. So the hauntings aren't just invented for the punters to marvel at. You've actually seen something yourself. I'm a businessman, Dave. I deal in hard facts, much like you do. But there are phenomena here that I can't easily dismiss." He shrugged. "What can you expect from a house that was originally built in 1560, and added to and extended over the generations?" He paused. "Listen, if you're really interested, there's a chap from the local history society coming here this afternoon. He's organising a group of stewards and guides to take the parties of visitors around the house and the grounds. Why don't you have a word with him? He knows the history of the hauntings better than anyone. His name is Murray Kennington. I'm sure he'll be happy to give you the potted version." "I'll do that, sir, if I won't be in the way. I'll tell him to expect you. He's due at 2 o'clock. Now, let's get on with the inventory."